Hey, hey, good morning to you. Hey, hey, la 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 la. Hey, hey, good morning to you. What's about to happen now? We got some gratitude, we got some attitude, we got all the good things around. And if your speakers aren't kicking it, you should hear this sound la la la. Good morning, welcome to Love Morning. I am John Halcyon. This is a daily broadcast, a daily practice of gratitude, of open-heartedness, of figuring out who do we want to be today. It's not about what your to-do list says, although sometimes the to-do list helps to inform who we want to be. Sometimes it helps us to understand what we're grateful for. Like, oh my gosh, I am going to be seeing a friend today. You could share that, something you're grateful for. You could say, I have to really focus on having some tasks done today. Okay, so who do I want to be? I want to be focused today. I want to prioritize my time in a certain way. But I think if we set our guides in the morning, it really helps. But as we think about who we want to be today and what we're grateful for, we could also just say hello and say good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Gerbot. Always a treat. Happy Sunday to you. I have a pretty open day, I think, now that I think about it. Good morning, Carrie. Good morning. Welcome back from Amsterdam. I know you've been back, but still, welcome back. I am grateful for this, my power cap. I'm wearing my power helmet knitted hat that I was gifted at the Wisdom 2.0 event years ago. Just a woman just saw me and my pink hair, my style, and she's like, you know what? I have something I think that I'm supposed to give to you. She gave me this hat. And can you hear that? It's got macrame beads woven into these ear flaps. I just think it's so rad. I should put some feathers in it. No, maybe it doesn't need feathers. It's got this. Look how long it is. I continue to be grateful for life, for being pain-free from the nerve pain. I'm still working through back pain and trying to get my body strong again in different ways. But, Lisa and I looked at each other yesterday and she said, I've never been this happy in my whole life. I said, me neither. And I've really been, the feeling of being in love has been so strong and so wonderful. And, last night was Saturday night and Lisa was getting work done and then she cooked this amazing meal for us. And we watched the latest Mission Impossible movie. And as I was just holding her on the couch, I was just like, well, we share gratitudes for each other throughout the day. And if we forget during the day, we always, before bedtime, we say, what I appreciate about you is, and I was just sitting there thinking, like, I don't remember having so many times when I'm just happy, not because of anything, except just I'm so appreciating the present moment. And like when I'm holding her and I'm like, I can feel a part of her with one body. I can feel her skin with another part of my body. I can smell her. I can feel her warmth. And just like I'm in our home and the plants are around and I'm just like, this is the good stuff. I'm living inside the finish line. This is a dream I didn't know I had. So, my gratitude practice is really alive and present for me right now. And we actually had a talk last night about, should we prepare? How could we prepare for the times when our hearts aren't quite so open? How, we both understand that it would be unrealistic to believe that we'd be living in this cloud, this peak experience headspace of la la love forever and ever and ever and ever? And are there ways that we can be better prepared for the struggles, and what types of communication tools and practices? Like, we have a private blog where we share things. Mostly it's me, when I write something nice about her, I like go post it there. But there's a number of things in there that have not been public. And so I had the idea last night, like, hey, what if we have like a rule where we can, once a month, we can tell the other person, I would like you to read at least 5 entries from our blog before dinner tonight. Just if someone's kind of in a headspace that their thoughts are kind of getting control of them, or they're in a negative place. I know that I have a blog of positive emails and messages. There's a good chance if you've ever written me a really nice note or a thank you, that it got copy pasted into this private blog I have that I can scroll through if I'm ever feeling like I'm worthless or have no value. And it's good, because it's good to remember that the mind fluctuates, even if the conditions don't. So I'm so neck deep, forehead deep in just this intense love river, and occasionally trying to acknowledge that, should we prepare for whatever waterfalls might be ahead? Curie says, I think all the gratitude practice we've had for the last 4 years has made it even easier for you to appreciate the good stuff. I really think that's true. Thanks, Curie. That I really do feel like there is a well-worn road in my synapses to try to notice and pay attention to what is good. Now, are there times when my brain wants nothing to do with that? Sure. But I think that the ability to get back on the track of gratitude is way easier now. Gustavo says, been married. Good morning. Good morning. Been married for 24 years. I'm still trying to find the trick. Well, and that's kind of what we, Lisa and I, speak about is, being madly gaga during our first year is wonderful. But so many couples that at one point were madly in love find themselves into patterns and distance and resentment and all sorts of things. So how do we, knowing that it is very, very common to lose the magic, are there ways that we can resurrect it or prolong it or sustain it? And I'm less of that mindset. I usually don't think too far into the future. And because I'm so grateful for what's happening now, and who knows how to prepare, but it is like there's a few books that we've dabbled with, and we've actually been talking about putting together like a practicum of communication and practices that we've learned in different places, and kind of start to live it ourselves. And then as it starts to become more of an actual practice, kind of teach it to people. Not because, because we both come from a line and a practice of learning, teaching, coaching. And even though we're new in the relationship, I think that one of the reasons why we're having so much success is because of all the things that we have learned in the past. So we were talking last night about, as part of our own practice of maintaining the intensity of our connection, of of trying to turn it into a repeatable practice. Of course, understanding that there is a divine peace, there is a soul match part of this that cannot be learned in a book. But I think you can learn things to be prepared for having your heart open. And I think you can learn ways to avoid pitfalls that start to close your heart. One of the things we talk about a lot here is about keeping the box empty, the box of dishonesty. What is the box of things that you don't want to share with the other person? You don't want to hurt their feelings. You don't want them to worry about you. You don't want them to think that you are doubting them. You don't want them to think you're doubting yourself. You don't want them to think you're weak. You don't want them to, whatever the things you just go, I'll share. Last night, I asked, is there anything that you don't want to tell me? Which is a question that we ask each other once in a while. And I love that question because it's like anything that you need to say. It's like, no, I don't need to say anything. Is there anything that you are afraid to tell me? And then it can just be like a little stupid thought, but practicing, say, yeah, you know what? I didn't want to tell you that I was I got a little frustrated by how long it took us to park because you were trying to find the perfect parking place last night. Now, that's not an example that hasn't happened to us, but that would be something stupid. Like I'm not mad at it now, but in the moment I was surprised how like I got irked. Oh, okay, cool. Now we're just sharing a thought. There's no judgment. I don't have any attachment to it anymore, but we're just sharing it out. And last night I realized, I'm like, oh, you know what? In this movie we saw, I thought the main actress reminded me of a friend of ours. And I didn't say that out loud because a part of my mind was worried that you would think that I had the hots for our friend because I saw her in the beautiful leading actress in the movie. And we both kind of laughed about that. But I think you practice with the small, silly stuff. So then when there's something like, I'm, having trouble feeling whatever this, or I'm getting frustrated easily, or I'm wondering how long I can, not let this pain affect us, or then there are things that you don't want to say, but if you get a practice of look, I want to be in a place where we are partners, and your experience completely is embraced by me, and vice versa. And when we start to try to protect each other from aspects of our own experience, then the separation gets larger and larger and larger. And by keeping the box empty, which is what somebody told me in a meeting, you keep closing the gap. But if there's anything in the box, then you start to get more comfortable with the distance, and you start holding back little things, and the box just gets more and more filled with little deceptions. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Kiri says, I am grateful for the European gratitude call, which is 3 a.m. Pacific time. If you ever want to go into Zoom and get some rad European gratitude and share and hear. Kiri says, we have been a consistent, pretty solid group of folks every day, and it's the best way to start my morning. So what time is that for you? That means, it's like 6 in the morning? Is that right? That's pretty cool. Good morning, Brent. And good morning, Brooke. Good evening to you in Australia. What part of Australia are you in? That's awesome. Natasha is saying hello. Good morning from the slushy, rainy Pacific Northwest. Kiri says, I'm grateful also that I don't have kids. I am grateful that my life is exactly the way it is. Yes. Hello, Chris in Chicago, where it's sunny. Natasha's saying that practicing radical honesty is a beautiful thing. Yes. And I think it takes a lot of practice and a lot of you can really show shine a light on aspects of our own upbringing, our thoughts and our fears, and how often we are trying to control reality, trying to craft reality so that things happen the way we think they should and we're supposed to. We try to control people's feelings, control people's reactions, and that is a very uh, impossible task, and it lacks faith. It says that I think I know better what should happen rather than the unfolding of the wisdom of the universe. 5 a.m. for Curie says that's when she gets the European gratitude. Woo, that's pretty morning. Brooke, the founder of Blazing Swan. Hi. Good morning. Still one of my highlights of my 10 principles life was going to Blazing Swan and really connecting to a community of people on the other side of the world, with so many shared ideals. It really was a beautiful experience for me. Kiri says, kids are awesome, but I'm glad I don't have them. One day I may be grateful that I have children, but it's nice to appreciate the way things are now. I like that. Yes. Natasha says, speaking of Chicago, I am grateful for the invite to my brother's gay-ass wedding in August. Oh, fun. Brooke said that when I came to Blazing Swan, the weather threw its nana. I feel like almost all the 10 Principles events I've been to for the past few years have had just crazy weather of some sort, tons of rain or crazy wind or blazing hot. I think it's probably one reason why I'm like, I don't know. I mean, like crazy survival camping isn't really my jam. I'm a comfort person. I'm trying to get better, trying to pursue growth over comfort, but it's really hard for me to psych up for a challenging, cold, wet camping experience, especially without using intoxicants. Like I can get my mind over the hump of discomfort in weather pretty easily if I can just get high. That's been my go-to, but that is a more difficult, more advanced practice for me to stay joyful when the weather is restricting opportunities. But I had a blast being high at Blazing Swan. Anybody else have any more gratitude they'd like to share before we have a hug? Probably in the next couple of minutes, we'll have a hug. I encourage you to, as you go through this beautiful Sunday, see if there's any little opportunity for you to be a little bit friendlier, a little way to just say good morning or hello or thank you to a neighbor. Maybe stay walking down the street that you see people ahead. I often, if I'm walking and I see that I'm going to cross paths with somebody on the sidewalk, I will often change my route so that I can just avoid saying hello to somebody. And that happens when I'm not embracing my love ambassador. Because if I'm in love ambassador, then it's like, okay, cool. Another person for me to say hello to and good morning. And with the understanding that we got to be genuine with how we're feeling. I think you can honor how you're feeling and recognize that sometimes there's an inner desire to express in bolder ways than is our default. That pushing and stretching, that growth over comfort. Like, okay, yeah, the comfortable thing to do would be to keep my head down or change my route. The growth thing is to look up, smile, and say good morning. And that could be a symbolic way of addressing any problem that you're having today. Not problem, interaction, situation, choice. How can you say hello and good morning to that choice? Kiri's got a million gratitudes. We're going to take that in as a single gratitude. Grateful for a million gratitudes. Thank you, Kiri. Brooke says, I'm planning for my 45th to be at Burning Man in 2025. My fifth big burn. Amazing. Your 45th birthday? That's fantastic. I am turning 53 this year in May. Natasha is grateful to witness my partner caring for his dying mama. All the complexities of pausing their life so they can be present. I'm so proud and amazed. That is really beautiful. That really has been very present for me lately, and I probably will be for the rest of my life as more and more of my friends age and their parents pass, and then they pass. It is part of that constant flow of life. The houseplants grow, the people grow, the houseplants leaves die, and the roots die, and people die, and it's part of the curriculum. Kirbot is grateful for this morning practice and for everyone here. Thanks, Kirbot. Thanks for being one of those beautiful anchors to this practice. Kiri is grateful both our parents are alive and well. Me too. Maybe I will see if I can visit them today, or at least say hello to them. I very much am grateful that they are live and local, and I have the ability to speak with them and spend time with them and say thank you to them. And I say thank you to you. Thank you for being here today. So wherever you are, let's give ourselves a big squeeze, a big embrace of gratitude for our bodies, for the opportunities, for the recognition and the feeling of connection to the people here and the people in our lives and the strangers and the neighbors, and just knowing that we're all having this wild human experience that's totally unique to each of us is also so similar in this ongoing quest to find peace with our needs, our desires, our thoughts, our fears. Ideally, finding a place of open-heartedness and connection that we can grow in ourselves and feel from other people and give to other people. So let's recognize and honor everyone who is having that human experience and their struggles wherever they are, and honor our own and forgive ourselves as we take a deep breath in and squeeze. On behalf of Grandpa Caleb and all of you, thanks for being here today for our gratitude gathering for Love Morning. I'm also grateful that I'm starting to make plans to do a online Pink Path workshop via an all-day, either Saturday, March 23rd, Saturday, April 13th, Saturday, May 18th. Those are the dates that I'm looking at right now. Stay tuned. Good to see you, Sarah. Glad you made it. Love to hear that, Brooke. Yes, what a soothing balm for the soul to find your family, your tribe. Love you too. Have a beautiful day, everyone.